Getting a little tired of playing Texas Hold'em all the time? Want to try a different type of poker game with some more variety? Watch this series here to find out how. Welcome to Backyard Poker, the channel dedicated to expanding your poker palette beyond just Texas Hold'em. This is for brand new poker players who have never played poker before, or maybe some Hold'em players that are looking for some more variety and a different way to play poker. Because Texas Hold'em is just one style of poker out of a variety of endless types of poker games that you can play. Now let's get something straight. I have nothing against Texas Hold'em. I play it on occasion. But Texas Hold'em is based on a structured tournament with strict rules and betting structures. Players are eliminated in this tournament and become spectators. And most of the time, the same game, Texas Hold'em, is played repeatedly. Occasionally, you may have some variety by adding Raz or Stud or Omaha, but the selection is usually very limited. Backyard poker is a social event played with friends and family. It's not a tournament. Everyone plays every hand, and each person gets to choose which game they want to play, within reason and the house rules. It's usually more relaxed than your intense Texas Hold'em tournaments. Hold'em is higher stakes, and you could lose all your money in one hand. Backyard poker uses smaller stakes. Quarter usually, maybe up as high as $1. Heck, you could even play for pennies. Backyard poker is not meant to make anybody rich or steal away their rent money. Technically, this is a form of gambling, and even for these smaller stakes, you still need to check your local laws to be sure that this is legal. Please do so before playing any game involving real money. So what do I enjoy most about playing poker? Well, like I said, it's social. It's like any other game that you and your friends get together and like to play. And there is some heavy competition in playing poker. There's suspense, drama, excitement, groans, laughs, entertainment, drinking, bluffing, camaraderie, food, intrigue, anticipation, variety, belching, bombshells, chuckles, deception, strategy, and friendship. Now, me personally, I grew up around card games. My whole family played cards. It didn't matter if it was euchre, gin, rummy, go fish, war, Magic the Gathering, or especially poker. My whole family would play poker at get-togethers, whether it was birthdays, holidays, Friday night bowling, or just poker parties. My fondest memories were my dad and aunts and uncles sitting around a small card table in the basement or backyard, throwing nickels and dimes into the center of the table and saying things like, "Pair of deuces bet," or "Raise you a dime," or "Full boat, 8s over 3s. Then I'd hear some hooting and hollering as the cards were revealed, and some people were chuckling and other people were moaning about the hand they thought they were going to win. I was mesmerized by this game they were playing and the excitement that was in the air. When I was a kid, I would remember my dad when he got dealt cards for a new game. He would slowly lift his neatly stacked cards in his hand, and then ever so slowly spread them apart to reveal what he had. Even as a spectator watching behind him, I'd be dying to know what those cards were. I'd be saying to myself, "Hurry up, Dad, I want to see what you got." Sometimes during an intense game, the players would be looking at their cards intently, throwing in the required bets when it was their turn. Then, after the last bet and the showdown reveals their cards, the tension would snap, and instant elation, disappointment, and laughing could be heard around the table. And of course, my dad or one of my uncles would have something witty to say. Eventually, I was old enough to sit at the card games with my family and play. It was a pure joy to beat my grandfather's royal flush with my five-of-a-kind kings. As an adult, I started to play poker with friends and coworkers. And to this day, there's still a group of guys and gals who like to get together, eat, drink, and try their luck out at the table. All right, enough about my trip down memory lane. Let's talk about what this series is about. The videos in this basic series will be divided up into 10 parts. Part 1 you're watching right now. Part 2 will be the poker hand ranks. This is used in every poker game that you play. Part 3 will discuss the structure of a poker game and betting. This will explain how every poker game is played and how betting is done. Part 4 is where I introduce our first game, 5-card draw, as well as a little history lesson on poker. Okay, so I made a little oops when I was first recording this and skipped over part 5. Part 5 will be the introduction of a stud game, 5-card stud. This will affect how betting is done. Part 6 will be 7-card stud, and this game will be the foundation for a lot of other poker variants that I'll be showing on this channel. Part 7 will talk about the concept of wild cards and wild card games. Boy, I must really not have had my Wheaties this morning because I skipped part 8 as well. Part 8 will deal with split pot games and how you can potentially double the chances of winning a poker game. Part 9 will talk about games that involve community cards. Texas Hold'em is technically a community card game, but I'll be focusing on other community card games. And Part 10 will be poker etiquette and house rules. This one will be important to watch. So I hope some of my excitement has rubbed off on you and you're eager to learn this wonderful, fun game of poker. If so, journey onward to part 2. So please remember to like this video and consider subscribing. I'd love to have you on board. And remember to click that bell icon to be instantly notified when new videos come on board. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Hey, check this out. I got a new sign, man. Isn't it awesome? Now we're ready for some poker videos. Yeah!